Okay, let's dive in. Today we're looking at a film that really taps into something quite primal, I think. That frustrating fear of the nightmare neighbor.
Yeah, and specifically a film from the Glasgow Film Festival called Restless. We're drawing from a review by Mary Munoz on Moviescramble.
And it's a really insightful review. It looks at how this film takes that common annoyance, the terrible neighbor, and combines it with something genuinely debilitating. Severe sleep deprivation.
Yeah. It's not just about loud music. The review suggests the film uses this relatable setup to build, well, serious tension, but also some surprising dark humor.
Right. It weaponizes the everyday, pushes someone right to the edge. So our mission here is to unpack this review. We want to understand the film's premise, the characters, the themes, and why Munoz found it so effective.
Exactly. We're digging into how it portrays that descent into, well, madness, maybe, triggered by something as simple yet fundamental as noise.
So yeah, get ready. We're heading into a world of thumping bass lines, fraying nerves, and the battle for sanity in your own home.
What the review highlights immediately is just how crucial sleep is. It even, compares losing it to a form of torture.
Which it can feel like, definitely.
Absolutely. Munoz points out the real world affects brain fog, mood swings, even potential psychosis. The film grounds itself in that reality, which instantly raises the stakes for the main character.
And the cause of all this, just a neighbor, an everyday person moving in next door.
It's so relatable, isn't it, that potential disruption? The review asks that question straight up. Ever had one? Did you confront them?
That confrontation, or maybe the initial lack of it, brings us to Nikki. She's the protagonist, played by Lindsay Marshall.
Yeah, the review describes her life as pretty quiet, built on routine. She works in a care home. Her son's off to uni soon.
She has her cat, Reggie.
Right, and she's also dealing with grief. Her parents, who live next door, recently passed away. Munoz uses the phrase gentle and still to describe her life before.
Before Dino.
Before Dino, exactly. Yeah. Played by Aston Macaulay. He moves in next door and is, well, the complete opposite of Nikki.
The review says his arrival just fills her world with nonstop noise. Cocaine-fueled parties, apparently.
That's the picture painted. And Nikki does the normal thing first, asks him politely to keep it down.
But Dino, according to the review, he's just not having it. No interest in being neighborly.
None at all. And that's the spark, isn't it? His noise, her lack of sleep, that's the engine driving the whole plot, pushing her towards the edge.
And Dino himself. The review doesn't mince words. Calls him odious and obnoxious.
Pretty much. Macaulay apparently embodies this guy who uses his sheer physical presence to intimidate Nikki. The review even mentions him trying to sort of twist the language around mental health to excuse his behavior.
Well, that's unpleasant.
Very. Munoz describes him as being full of fake concern one minute, then swaggering shirtless the next. You just want to avoid eye contact with him, even on screen. He's designed to be repulsive.
Okay, so he's the antagonist force. What about Nikki's portrayal? Lindsay Marshall's performance sounds pretty central here.
Absolutely crucial, according to the review. It establishes her as fundamentally good, worked through the pandemic, caring for others, takes extra shifts, avoids conflict.
Puts others first.
Exactly. Her whole character seems built on these small comforts, listening to her dad's opera, watching snooker, baking her mom's recipes, little rituals.
Which makes her decline.
All the more impactful. You see this decent person just being ground down by exhaustion and this external pressure.
But despite her trying to avoid conflict, the review says the film becomes just saturated with confrontation.
It does, and it credits the director, Jed Hart, with really building up this almost unbearable anxiety, real tension.
How does he do that? Does the review give specifics?
Well, one key thing Munoz highlights is the use of an unreliable narrator.
Okay, so as Nikki gets more sleep-deprived.
Exactly. We, the audience, start to question what's real. What she's seeing, hearing, is it actually happening, or is it the exhaustion?
That sounds like a really effective way to build psychological tension.
And the review suggests it leads to genuine jump scares, too. You're right there with Nikki, constantly off balance, wondering what's a real threat.
Right, like you're experiencing her fractured reality alongside her.
And Munoz really praises Marshall's performance here. Her bleary-eyed portrayal makes that psychological breakdown feel completely believable.
Okay, so we have the tension, the psychological breakdown.
Oh.
What else is driving the plot?
There's a really strong theme of helplessness, according to the review. Nikki tries everything. She reports Dino to the council, calls the police.
Usual channels.
The usual channels, but gets absolutely nowhere. No help with the noise complaints. And her other neighbors. They just want to stay out of it.
So she's completely alone in this.
Totally isolated, no official support, no community support, nowhere to turn.
Wow. Okay, so escalating conflict, psychological distress, total isolation.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds incredibly bleak, like a pressure cooker.
It really does.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so surprising when the review points out the significant amount of dark humor in the film.
Dark humor,
Yeah.
really, amidst all that stress.
Yes. And apparently it's really dark humor.
Okay, like what? What examples does the review give?
Well, get this. There's a point where Nikki is so broken down by constant dog mess, she bakes it into a brownie.
No.
Seriously.
Seriously. Specifically for Dino. Or, another bit, when she finally snaps and threatens to bury one of his mates alive, and his only worry is whether the guy will fit because he's 6'2".
Oh my God. That's definitely dark.
It takes things to an extreme. And there's another moment mentioned, this potential love interest, Kevin.
Uh-huh.
He tries to be the hero, tells Nikki he'll sort Dino out because he's a brown belt.
Oh dear. I can see where this is going.
Yep. According to the review, the immediate next shot is Kevin on the floor, broken nose, writhing in pain.
Right. So much for the brown belt intervention.
Exactly. It punctures the tension with these like bursts of absurdity.
Yeah.
The review also mentions the ending being this gloriously operatic slow motion thing set to Bizet's Carmen, so it seems unafraid to get a bit heightened.
It sounds like the humor acts as a kind of release valve then, cutting through the grimness. Yeah. That's the sense Munoz gives. It creates these sharp, maybe shocking contrasts, makes the unbearable almost grotesquely funny because it's pushed so far.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, the relatable setup, the sleep deprivation breakdown, unreliable narrator, the helplessness, and this dark humor. What's the final verdict from the reviewer?
Mary Munoz sums it up pretty clearly. She calls Restless really well-crafted and thoroughly enjoyable 90 minutes.
I praise.
Yeah, she definitely feels the film successfully juggles all these elements and tones. Says it deserves a wider audience than just the festival circuit. It's a strong recommendation.
Okay, great. So that brings us towards the end of this deep dive into the Moviescramble review of Restless. Let's recap the main points.
Sure. The film centers on Nick and Erica, whose life unravels due to extreme sleep deprivation caused by her truly awful neighbor, Dino.
And the review highlights how the director, Jed Hart, uses things like the unreliable narrator viewpoint to build intense psychological tension.
And it really emphasizes Nikki's feeling of complete helplessness. She tries to get help, but the system fails her, and her community offers no support.
But importantly, Munoz points out that the film balances this darkness with some really sharp, startling moments of dark comedy.
Yeah, the dog brownie, the failed brown belt intervention, stuff like that. It adds another layer.
And the overall takeaway from the review is positive. It's seen as a well-made, effective, and enjoyable film.
Definitely.
So the thing about you listening, this film seems to tap into something quite potent. How disrupting something so basic, like sleep, especially when you feel powerless against the source of that disruption.
Yeah.
How that can push someone to their absolute limit.
It really does make you think about that line, between just coping and completely snapping. How thin it can sometimes be.
Absolutely. So here's a final thought for you to chew on based on what we've discussed from the review. How do these seemingly small, everyday conflicts, noisy neighbors, minor disputes, sometimes escalate so dramatically in real life? And maybe, why do we sometimes find ourselves laughing, even darkly, at situations born out of pure desperation or frustration?